Hello, good evening,
Hi,
everyone.
good
Hi,
evening. Good evening, Carlo.
hi, good evening. It's Thursday night again, and we are doing Luci's channel again. It is a place wherein we
Yes.
talk about everything under the sun that we think can help
Mhm.
in our daily lives. You can
Yes,
only watch
that's
us
right.
here in Sustainable PH. Sustainable PH is about sustainability, a lifestyle of sustainability,
Mhm.
but is anchored on godly principles. How are you, Ian, tonight?
I'm doing well. It's great to see you, Carlo. It's been a while.
Yes, it has been a while.
It's great to finally be tandem with you this evening.
Yeah. Ian will tell us more about what Luci's channel is all about. Ian, can you
Yes,
please?
that's right. Luci's channel was born during the pandemic. It was
Mm.
an idea that was discussed by Carlo, myself, and our good friend Kathy. We thought of creating content online where we could share information with people about pandemic by inviting guests who could provide insights and experience as well as information that would help to get through the pandemic. So we discussed different aspects of the pandemic from experiences in the family, standards in government, and we started last year April, and we've been going on for almost a year now. So in three
Oh
months, we'll be
my!
online for 1 year, Carlo.
Shucks, I didn't know that. We're 1 year old already. Oh
Yep.
my!
So the whole concept was inspired by the idea of Lucis, which is
Mm.
Latin for light. We wanted to bring enlightenment through the talks and our guests, and it's been an incredible experience doing that every Thursday. So this evening, we have another episode as well. Carlo, is it okay? I'll tell them about last week's
Oh,
episode.
sure. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Thank you. So last week I was with Kathy, and we had a good time discussing with two moms. Our theme then last week was work from home moms. So we had two guests, and they were able to discuss with us different aspects about working from home as moms and the challenges of adapting to the new system in terms of the working from home and having to deal with kids who are always there. We also had a chance to watch videos of their kids, their daughters, who shared their insights about what it was like and the things that they liked about their mom being home. So
Mm.
that was a really good episode and insightful one.
Nice. Okay, I'm sure that was a great episode there.
Yeah.
And tonight, Ian, we have a very interesting episode. The title of our episode for tonight is Making a Career Shift in this
Mm-hmm.
pandemic. Making a career shift in this pandemic. Actually, the
Yep.
topic that
Very
we will
timely.
tackle is, yes, the topic that we will tackle is a topic that a lot of people, all of us, no, in a particular time, no, has thought, no, and it is, kinakabahan ka when you think about this. It's about shifting careers. It's about
Mm-hmm.
shifting careers. And I think though, there are two reasons why, actually three reasons why you would shift careers. No, number one
Mm-hmm.
is because of the pandemic, which is the great disruptor. So
That's true.
maybe the career that you're in right now is not working as well during the pandemic kasi umiba yung habit ng tao at saka yung forefront ng business umiba eh. The whole corporate environment changed. So
Exactly.
baka you are thinking of shifting careers to a more lucrative career, you think, in spite of the pandemic. That's one. Number two is maybe you're trying to find your God-given passion. Yeah, 'di ba? Sabi nga nila, 'di ba, the luckiest person on earth is the person who has who is doing the thing he loves as his job because he will not work a day in his life. So, yun nga yung sabi nila, 'di ba? So, yung iba
Yeah,
diyan,
very true.
oh, di ba? So you find yourself, you're looking for your passion, you're looking for your niche. What is the God-given purpose, no, in your career? So, and this might prompt you for a career shift. So, we have a guest that will this ganyan ang scenario niya, and he took the courage to jump into this new career because it is something that he finds himself passionate for, something that he loves, and through his story, we hope that we can inspire others to take that big step. I know it's scary, changing careers, but baka yung story niya would motivate you. And then, so there. And then number three is you're doing a career, you're shifting to a career, not necessarily to stay there for a long time, but rather to support you in sustaining the career that you have now. Parang I'll give you an example. Parang um, there's this super sikat na actor sa Hollywood, si Brad Pitt. Did you know that before he became Brad Pitt and before we looked alike, um, he was he was um, he was a waiter before in Hollywood, trying to trying to make ends meet. So nag-waiter siya, trying to pay the rent bills, mga stuff that you need to pay
To
while
get
he was
by.
to get by while he was trying to get uh roles or parang ganon or contracts as an actor. And
Mhm.
well, history, ano, di ba? Si Brad Pitt na siya ngayon. So there. So we're gonna discuss again. The topic is shifting careers in this pandemic. Okay, Ian,
Yes,
would you like to
wonderful.
introduce our guest?
It would be my pleasure. So I'll first introduce a person who is a film student who used to be involved in video film production and cinema. He's now doing Uber Blue, which is a private paghatid service with meaningful conversations. So although he hasn't turned his back on his passion, he's just choosing to do Uber Blue because it is something that he needs to do to get by. So as Carla mentioned
Mm.
earlier. So we're very happy this evening to be joined by Siren Blue Mejia or Blue.
Hi.
Hi,
Hello, good,
Blue. Good evening.
hello, good evening,
Hi,
everyone.
Blue.
Yeah. Shucks, guys, I was mentioning kanina si Brad Pitt, and this guy reminds me of him, man.
Especially the side view. The side view,
Yeah.
yeah.
How are you, Blue, tonight?
I'm doing great. Thank you for for inviting me. It was nice. Today was really challenging and welcoming for Lucas. So yeah.
Great. Great.
Awesome.
So I'll introduce our next guest. Our
Mm.
second guest for this evening, he has a passion for real estate, but he has been working in a travel agency which has been operating as a BPO. But during the pandemic, he took the courage to follow his passion and
Mm.
go for real estate amidst the pandemic. So this evening, we're very happy to be joined by Simon Reyes.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Hi,
Good evening,
Simon.
Simon.
Oh,
Looking
thank
good,
you.
bro.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me in the show. It's nice to
Yeah.
be here. It's a
Nako,
It's
it
a
privilege.
is our
pleasure.
pleasure. We're so glad, no, Blue and Simon, that you found the time to join us here in the Through Your Stories. We hope yung mga audience natin, marami din dyan, they find themselves in the crossroad, no, of should I stay here or should I, try to follow what I want and
Mm.
jump into this new career. We hope that you will shed light, like what Ian said, Lucis, you
Yeah.
will shed light on this matter. Okay, so let's dive into the interview. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
Um, all these questions are directed to both of you.
Mhm.
So I'll ask this first question. What brought about the decision to shift careers? Let's start with Blue, I guess.
Um, it's a funny story kasi parang I'm the type of person kasi who, parang laging lumalabas, to socializing, at the same time kasi nasanay ako sa, part of production na kailangan makipag-socialize ka at the same time. Kailangan nasa labas ka. Yun, hindi pwedeng naka-stay ka sa
Mm.
bahay. So, I was thinking during the, wala naman akong ginagawa sa bahay. Since, medyo naging rough spot for production. Hindi
Mm,
lahat ng, hindi lahat ng crew is need mag-work or part kasi nga, safety protocol. So I was thinking to myself lang, parang how about, maging productive, quote-unquote productive naman yung, yung paglabas ko. At the same time, safety. So, biglang nag-pop lang sa head ko na parang, labas nga ako by
mm.
being a driver. Like,
Okay.
hindi naman kailangan maging, registered. Parang helping with friends lang. Until,
Mm,
yung idea doon biglang nag-grow and nag-grow and nag-grow and parang sabi ko sa sarili ko agad na, sige, I'm gonna take the risk kahit alam kong I have no idea how to, parang to do it
mm,
talagang professionally. Pero I guess yun nga talaga, it's about the ano lang talaga, I guess hindi ko masabing boredom pero siguro curiosity din. Na parang
okay.
yeah.
Thank you so much, Blue. So parang sinasabi ni Blue, kasi ang passion ni Blue really is cinema at saka arts.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he wants to develop, and that's what he wants to do all his life. However, probably because of the pandemic, medyo mahina ang mga gigs ngayon, or di kaya naman yung mga racket, di ba, in cinema.
Projects.
So sabi niya, um, I don't want to be unproductive. So I cannot be unproductive kasi sabi niya ako parati yung tao na nasa labas. So ano siya, he is into driving now just to make sure that there is no idle time, and pero ano pa rin parang cinema pa rin talaga ang passion nito ni Blue eh. So thank you
Kasi
Blue.
may, ano may, yep.
Actually, doon pa lang pwede na ako kumuha ng concept eh. Di ba pag nag-drive ka, meron kang
Mm.
kasakay. Uy, parang part pwede itong maging script pa. Di ba?
Oh, I see.
Yung
Okay, thank you
stories.
Blue. How about you, Simon? What brought about this decision to shift careers? Sa'yo, it was a bold move eh. Okay, go.
Yeah. Yeah, I can say that. But yeah, I was actually doing real estate on the side na while working at the travel agency. It was such a blessing that my company stayed afloat during COVID time because travel agency, obviously, not a lot of people are traveling, and bawal mag-travel actually. But
Mm,
my company somehow stayed afloat, which enabled me to work from home comfortably until December. So it was
okay.
a very timely shift, and yeah. So now I shift to real estate full time since then.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big jump, bro. Kasi especially yung career shift ni Simon, it happened during the pandemic.
Mm.
That's
So
true.
some would say na parang, no, 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 you have to be very careful during this time
Yeah.
kasi uncertain times, di ba? So you stick
The
it out
risk
in what you're
talaga.
doing. Doon ka sa
Mm.
stable. Pero si Simon, he took the big plunge. So he just jumped
Yeah.
into it.
It was actually a bold move, I think, because I don't want to name names, but there are people obviously who didn't think it was a good move, but I just have to. I know
Wow.
I have God with me, so I just went and dive in.
Amen. Amen. Okay, thank you, Simon. Ian,
Thank
you have
you.
a question?
Yep. Yeah, I just want to follow up on the
Hmm.
first one. What was the determining point for the both of you, for Blue and Simon, in deciding, okay, this is really the career, or this is the activity or kind of work that I'm going to go through, and I'm going to do it right now? What was the defining point?
Hmm.
Blue?
I guess yung defining point for me is that um, I guess it was, really God who talked to me directly, speak to me then na parang looking back, every time when I, scroll through Facebook lang or social media, alam mo, it's not easy to commute during the pandemic. And syempre, in our current situation then as well here in the Philippines na hindi lahat ng bagay has the privilege to have a vehicle, to go somewhere or sa, minsan kasi iba pinapa-work talaga. So, talagang yung commute, yung status nila sa commuters, medyo nagkaroon ng hard time. So, parang siguro naging defining moment sa akin na parang kung walang ibang gagawa, sino pa, di ba?
Mm.
So, yes, I only doing it because, parang curiosity, di ba? So, parang nagkaroon tuloy ng bigger picture. At parang nagkaroon tuloy ng solid meaning siya. Na parang, I can help, you know. I can help someone to go from point to point without taking, parang without getting scared, without, parang taking the risk of, parang commuting talaga or parang siguro feel terrified na what to do. Parang, I feel safe ba pag lumabas ako? At least they still do what I really want to do or yung places na gusto nila puntahan because of their work or siguro errands nila. At the same time, for me din, is nakakapunta ako sa place na parang, na-discover ko din pala. So parang talagang naging defining moment sa akin na to help talaga.
Great. So from curiosity, it became service and support for you, no, Blue? That's awesome. For you, Simon, was it similar?
For me, because I worked in the past at Century Properties and then Robinsons, and even during my freelance in real estate, I knew that my job in the travel agency as a customer service associate is only a temporary job for me. As my heart is really in real estate, and it has always been my plan to go back and do it full time. So now I braved it out, and I'm actually working in IQI Caliber Realty, and I'm loving every bit of it.
Wow.
That's awesome. Great job. Well, so Carlo, you want to ask the next question?
Okay. I have another question for you guys here. No,
Hmm.
what process did you go through to make the shift, the career shift? What changes needed to be made? Blue.
Um, hmm, siguro, parang, parang sobrang simple lang, I think, yung pagka-shift sa akin. Um, it's more about perspective Kasi, parang, I guess it's on my generation then to think na parang everything is so easy to do it, especially driving, especially, parang yung commute, parang, I guess, part of commuting is parang, ano mo yun, it's a hard time as a Filipino din na, parang, hindi dapat, parang, hindi ka naman masusustain about it Pero I guess if you have the heart and, if you have the dedication towards it talaga, it's not, parang you're not thinking about the money anymore. I guess, of course, it sustains me, pero nandun din talaga yung alam kong it benefits me also. Kumbaga, nagbe-benefit siya financially, nagbe-benefit din siya for, like, I guess, learning towards perspective in life na yun nga, from being na parang ang dali lang naman mag-commute to na-realize ko na, parang same as any work lang din na you need to take hard for it. Parang kahit someone na to enjoy it talaga. Ma-realize, may kita mo yung value ng isang bagay pag pinag-arapan mo talaga. So parang, I guess, parang siyang isang malaking tumbling nga. From being directing in a 16 to 24 hour shift to drive from 4 to 5 hours dahil sa traffic or dahil, dahil nga ubos yung oras mo talaga sa 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 masisikip na lugar dito sa ano din, sa road. So parang may similarities, pero parehas silang hardworking talaga. Pero I guess yung common denominator nila is that um, the perspective is um, something new na, and something nice to realize it until nung tinry ko tong mag service.
Okay. Thank you so much, Blue. Now we go to Simon. I'll repeat the question.
Mhm.
What process did you go through to make the shift, the career shift? What changes needed to be made?
I think number one, it was for me. It was by God's direction that He led me, to work in travel industry in the first place. Because when I got regularized, pandemic hit all of a sudden, and then because of my work, I was able to stay afloat, and so yeah, so my position was safe, right? And
Mm,
so I realized why God has led me to that job, that it is His provision to keep us afloat throughout this pandemic.
I
but
see.
then but then because I actually saw a shift, in the market, that is starting to pick up again. So
Mm.
that really led me to dive back in real estate. I'm like, oh, eto na to, this is it, I'll go for it. And then yeah, I just really went for it.
Oh yeah, and
Galing.
everyone knows. See Simon. He took the bold move, no, of changing careers, even sa ganitong panahon. He was fortunate enough. God blessed him. I think a week after he was able to close his first sale. So yeah,
Congratulations. Good
so
Yeah,
I
for
thank
think
you.
him.
the shift in the career is with God's blessing.
Yes, yes, it was His direction
Absolutely.
indeed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ian, you have a question?
Yeah. In shifting careers, what have you realized? Because you've mentioned, both of you mentioned a change in mindset or perspective and realization. So, what have you realized in your shift of career? Blue, let's go first.
I guess like I said, no, siguro una is yun nga, it's about your perspective. But also, if you let, I guess, parang, you know, as a believer then, we always intend na parang, we keep on praying na parang, um, Lord, bigay mo sa akin yung anong dapat kong gawin. Pero, kailangan ikaw din talaga yung mag-move din eh. So parang, and God will, parang God will on your side lang talaga with your
Amen.
journey. So parang, I guess, yun din talaga. Kasi, siguro for me, like as a, parang, kumbaga, um, as a young believer of Christ na nag-work sa sobrang godly perspective, medyo syempre iisip mo na parang you expect something great kagad pag nawala yung nakasanayan mo na work or yung passion mo towards it. Pero I guess nandun din talaga ma-realize mo na if you fully accept what is happening around you and then you know you take a leap out of it. So doon mo talaga makikita yung I guess yung walk. I mean yung process God behind the scenes sa'yo na parang oh, it makes sense and also nakakatulong siya. Parang magtataka ka ba't hindi ka pagod. Magtataka ka din bakit hindi ka sobrang pressure. I think hindi naman siya parang sobrang confident mo na parang oh, I'm the greatest driver na. Pero I believe if you let yourself talaga empty din, na parang you don't know what to do and you just keep on doing lang, and keep moving forward lang. Huwag ka rin mag-alala, siguro nandun din kasi si God talaga, understand, nang without you knowing. So, yeah, yun yung nagpa-realize din talaga.
So, it's about faith and purpose for you now,
Yeah,
Blue, realizing that and affirming it. That's great.
that's
For
cool.
you,
That is
Simon.
great. For me, I realized that no amount of security through regular paycheck can replace the fire I have within me. To truly go for the career that I really enjoy and love. So all this time, while I was working for the travel agency, while I'm contemplating to if I'm gonna jump in or not. The verse, this verse keep on repeating in my head. Verse of Joshua 1:9. It says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." And so I did entrust my heart and trust God. So and resign and went full time on real estate now. And true enough, as what Carlo mentioned, God rewarded me with a sale between the transition. So it was a timely achievement for me. So yes, this is it's actually the how do you say that? It's parang the what do you call that? Like confirmation that
Mm.
I made the right move. Like this is actually God telling me like jump in. So it was good.
Wow. We're so, I don't know, glad that you found the courage to follow your dreams, Simon, and
Thank
do
you.
the thing that you love.
Thank you.
Okay. For your next question, in shifting careers, what have you realized about yourself? Sorry, are you happy with this new thing you are doing? That is the question. Are you happy with this new thing that you are doing? Blue.
You know, it's funny to ask kasi um, lagi kong tinatanong before every time when I make a thing or when I make a move for something, different. Parang is it worth it? Or, andun talaga din eh. Siguro, as my perspective nga na parang, lagi bang worth it or magiging masaya ba ako in the long run for this? Pero, looking back, nung gagawin ko pa lang, um, I really don't know what my answer is. Pero since parang sobrang sakto lang yung tanong din, I believe naman na I'm happy. It's more like an SMI, I'm happy to serve, di ba? So parang,
Mm.
I'm happy to do it.
Yeah.
Kasi nga, it gave me a new purpose. So, I'm seeing it na it's not only a thing that I do, but siguro it's another thing that I love then. So, you know, I'll be happy no matter what. So,
Okay.
anong ginawa ko?
So si Blue, nasa perspective siya parati of what God wants for him eh. And he is
Oo.
saying na parang si God introduced this new job for him. And
Mhm.
he's saying that he's happy that
Hmm.
Yeah.
he's there to do it. So thank you
Mhm.
so much, Blue. How about you, Simon?
For
Are
me,
you
yes.
happy, Simon?
Yes, very. I finally feel like I'm totally relying on God's guidance and provision. I know the future is bright for me and my family now. That I'm 100% leaning on Jesus' terms for my life.
Mm.
So I just, siya na bahala. Lord, ikaw na. Just lead the way, and I'll be there. Yeah.
Ang ganda. So, to our audience, no, as you can see, no, to both their stories, kay Simon at saka kay Blue, no, shifting careers is a scary thing. I mean, and I know you guys can relate, no, kasi at some point in our lives, no, all of us, we entertain those ideas of shifting careers.
Mhm.
Kaya lang, nandun ka sa point na I'm here. I have a stable thing going on for me. And let's say may gusto ka gawin, no, it would be your passion or dream job mo yon, pero you're scared about letting go or going out of your comfort zone and do that. And the common denominator that we hear from Simon at saka from Blue is it is their faith in the Lord that gave them strength to pursue
Amen.
what they want to do. So siguro this is a lesson that all of us can take. Okay. Thank you, guys. Ian, you have a
Yep.
question?
Yes. Let me ask the next question. Do you see yourself going back to your former career in the future? Are there things about your previous work or job that you miss? And are these things that you're happy about you don't need to deal with? Are there things that you are happy that you don't need to deal with anymore? So let's do it part by part. First, do you see yourself going back to the former career in the future? Blue.
Right now, I just did a music video with
Mm-hmm.
with my old colleagues, and it was fun. After I believe here, you know, being
Mhm.
being quote unquote unproductive to film. Pero right after I did that, tapos service ulit ako, um, na-realize ko na, you know, this is something na I can sustain myself nga, the driving. And no matter what, my passion for film and arts is, there's a special place in my heart talaga. But I believe this service that I'm doing is also, uplifting my heart to do it more. So instead of doing it just because of passion, pero um, I believe na may push through to push my passion further. Na parang may solidify siya na parang, oh, mas may justify bakit mahal ko yung ginagawa ko, which is yung film.
Mhm.
Kasi nasusustain ko by serving people. At the same time, I'm learning then other things by simply driving to others. So,
Mhm.
I'm I'm actually seeing myself talaga, you know, na no matter what, kahit anong gawin ko pa yan, kahit driving pa yan or magbenta ako, I still go back to the thing na, yung nakita
Mhm.
kong identity ko. I guess God special gift to me is for film.
Great. Are there things that you miss about it, Lou?
Hmm.
What you were doing before, which you say is your passion and you always will do? Are there things that you miss?
Um, Actually, film is like a love-hate relationship, to be honest. Kasi, I guess, in my perspective as a filmmaker, nakakamiss yung idea na parang you work with other collaborators, you work with other talents, great artists, especially here in the Philippines, like talagang, or yung mga Pilipino talaga. International, yung mga foreign din naman, they're good. Pero yung bond din talaga, nandun yung love kasi iba-iba kayo ng perspective in life, iba-iba kayo ng perspective in art, pero nagbabatuhan lang kayo to make something really nice. The hate na yung pinaka talagang medyo sumasubside, siguro yung pagod kasi isa 16 to 24 to 32 hours. And it's a normal industry. Welcome to the Philippines or welcome to the film industry. Talagang when it comes to artists, pagod eh. Buhos ka talaga. Kasi at saka
Mhm.
every time after after the shoot, lagi mong tatanungin yung sarili mo, worth it pa ba itong ginagawa ko? Is this for passion only ba? Or yun na din, at the same time, practically speaking, nasusustain niya ba yung buhay ko? Diba? Parang, not because of I love it, but meron pa ba akong, savings for the next thing pag alam mo wala ka na ulit break. So, nandun siya. Nandun yung love and hate relationship. Pero I guess yung na-miss ko talaga is, nandun nga, love is the people, the hate is yung technicalities and I guess the harsh truth of industry na
Mm.
I hope, after this new normal, medyo magkaroon ng new perspective towards how to shoot, magkaroon ng empathy towards other talents, to yung oras, inspiration. So, yeah, yun lang.
That's a lot. What about you, Simon? Do you see yourself going back to your former career and other things in your previous job that you miss?
For me, honestly, no. I mean, it did provide for me and my wife, and I'm grateful for that. But when you don't love what you do, and you're only there for the paycheck, it will slowly dim your light, and soon enough, you'll be part of the ongoing cycle that you don't want to be in. So yeah, it's a no for me. But for the things that I miss, it's mostly my colleagues. They're a really fun bunch, and I actually miss them.
Were there also things that you're happy that you don't have to deal with, Simon?
Um, yeah, calling hotels from around the world, and then they're gonna be irate with you. for getting the confirmation numbers. But yeah, so that's the thing I'm not gonna miss.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, we're
So what?
seeing ano the question of Ian, di ba? Are you do you see yourself looking back to your former career? And we're seeing two different perspectives here. Simon, he is looking forward to his new career because it is the career that he feels was really meant for him by God and he has passion for. So parang dream job niya ito. On Blue, on the other hand, naman, he's doing a career. He used to be in film. Well, he's still in film, no. It is his passion, but he is driving now to make ends meet. To keep himself productive. But ang talagang ano niya, gigil niya talaga nandun sa film. So kaya when you hear them, it's two different perspectives. Si Simon doesn't want to look back at all. Si
Yeah.
Blue naman, si Blue naman, syempre yun yung passion niya. So he keeps looking back. And for Blue, I'm sure that it's all in God's time.
Mm.
A time will come that you will be able to focus again to that very thing that you love, that it's arts and cinema.
Amen.
Yeah.
True. I
At
agree.
saka ano pare, just looking at you, artist ka bro eh. Okay.
Brad Pitt ba?
Yeah.
Oo nga eh.
Blue actually is. Yeah.
Yeah, artist talaga yung personality mo eh. Eto, I have another question for the both of you. Has your dream job, okay, this applies to Blue and Simon, has your dream job changed because of this experience? Interesting, Nagbago ba yung dream job mo through everything that you experienced in life? Yeah, siguro isipin natin, no? Pwede kaya na yung dream job ng tao nag-iiba-iba? Or talagang yun lang talaga yun? Okay, Blue, can you answer that question?
Hmm. Um, I guess talking about dream job kasi parang kasi nagkakaroon ka ng quote unquote dream job as when you're young and talking to your friends, bragging about it. Alam mo,
What's your
so
dream job, bro? What's your dream job first?
actually my dream job is it's either to be a director or
Okay.
to be a teacher. So um but the more na nagiging realistic ka na and growing up and makita mo yung pagiging young adult mo and how to handle things. I guess nandun pa rin siya, pero naging aswan siya. Parang nag-change talaga further. Like, sobrang laki. Na, siguro mas lalo siyang naging established during the pandemic. Nung ma-realize mo na, especially film will never be the same as before. Cinemas, shoot will never be the same. Of course, the film is still there. Hindi naman mawawala yun. Pero yung doing it as a job is something that
Mm.
might need to consider na dream pa ba siya or parang commit pa ba siya realistically. So, you can ask, parang I'm asking God about it. But the simple answer na I have two dreams. To be a director in film and to be a teacher. Why not I become a teacher for film instead?
Nice.
Yeah,
So,
that's good.
so what I really learned about what's happening in the industry, I can teach to the aspiring students or aspiring director or film buff, 'di ba? Na parang kasi 'di ba, they only think the beauty, 'di ba? So parang syempre, I can tell them na parang if you really wanted, you need to push yourself talaga. And you need to dedicate talaga like 200% of your life with God and your passion. So dun talaga nakikita ko na hindi ko man ma-end meet what I really like as a kid, but still God chooses me to make it a bigger purpose of it. So, you know, so nagbago siya pero in a great way naman.
Okay. Um, well, to the audience, I just want to say, si Blue is a really good filmmaker. I think yung mga social media niya, just try to find him. Just type in Brad Pitt. I just I think baka
Productions.
po, I don't know his social media names eh. Pero if you can find it no, you'll find mga vlogs if I'm not mistaken or kaya mga short videos na ginagawa ni Blue. At saka here in Sustainable PH, si Blue is also one of our volunteers in the visual team. So he does videos and etc. And it's amazing how he arranges everything. Parang he really just has an artistic knack for it. Okay, thank you so much, Blue. How about you, Simon?
Mhm.
Do you think your experiences ng isang tao sa mundo can change his dream job?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Because for me, I didn't actually think that I would land in real estate. Up to the point where we just got back to Philippines, and then I saw how the progress of Philippines is, and tayo ng building dito, tayo ng building dyan, and so
Mm.
I saw the opportunity, and so I asked myself, why not try? And so I did, right? So when I tried it, I kind of developed a knack for it because I'm a naturally a sociable person.
Mm.
So it came natural to me to speak to people. So yeah, I think I'm actually in my dream job right now. And
Okay.
it's been confirmed through because I've been praying, and I've been trying to look for clients and all that. But then through that specific transition and the sale to welcome me in the real estate job, I'm like,
Mm.
oh, this is it. I think yes,
That's a
it's
sign.
really a go for me. Yeah, so I think that's when my perspective on having a dream job, or what my dream job is,
Mm.
became actually like, okay, this is it, real estate.
Great, that's great. We're so happy for you, Simon. Huh?
Thank you, bro.
Diba? It's one thing, when you
Yes.
find your purpose in life,
Hmm.
that's a major thing.
Mhm.
Ian, you have a question?
Yep. My next question is, if I could please ask the two of you to share some winning moments or experiences that have kept you going, especially during the shift and during your realizations.
Hmm.
Blue?
I have one. I have a service na diba I help, na parang she needs to go to her client, and she was telling me na it's hard kasi, parang she's telling me, we're having actually a conversation towards about her experience doing like parang medyo new career, di ba? About real estate then, and then parang she's having a hard time na parang, oh, parang, this client and this landlord about, talking about real estate, na parang they don't meet, in the middle, ganon. So parang somehow, we always parang I'm listening lang until nung paghatid ko sa kanya at to the destination. It's parang instead of, waiting. Kasi what I'm doing kasi is, point to point, pero minsan pag kaya naman, hihintayin ko lang saglit lang dun sa labas, and then pag tapos na, ihahatid ko. So, para at least maging safe din talaga sa mga customer ko or sa mga, sa mga tinutulungan ko. Hindi na sila yung, kumbaga, babalik pa ulit ako. Siyempre, it's hassle. So, parang part of my service is, waiting for them until they finish, until para makauwi pa rin sila. So, yun nga. So, I was waiting. I'm expecting na it's gonna be like 2 to 3 hours because, she's doing, parang talking with the client and the landlord. Pero it went well. Nagulat na ako pag parang tinawagan ka agad ako. Oh, can you pick me up na? Like less than an hour? So pag siya na agad nagkwento na parang, oh, I made a deal na. Kasama niya yung client, which is kapitbahay niya lang then with her, with the same condo. So parang it's nice. Nagulat ako na parang, she was telling me nung una na parang medyo parang 50-50 pa eh. 50-50 pa yung what's happening eh. Hindi niya alam kung makukuha niya or mako-close niya yung deal. Tapos nung pagsundo ko, na-close yung deal. And it was smooth as silk talaga. It's smooth as a butter lang siya. So parang part of naging realization sa akin na parang, wow, yun yung point. Parang, I'm really helping people of, by, I guess, conversation-wise. And at the same time, I guess, yun din yung important din talaga sa mundo din ngayon. To have a simple conversation to someone, to vent out or, anong gumugulo sa utak mo, and to say it, like, may pagkwentuhan ka lang. Kahit naman, just to say it while you're driving. Kasi, pagbaba mo naman ng sasakyan, game time na agad, di ba? So talagang back to work na ulit siya. And then, I guess parang, part of it is prayer din. Parang pinipray ko yung tao with errands na gagawin niya or yung journey na gagawin niya. So parang I guess dun din talaga yung reason. Kasi nga, naging instrument ako ng blessing to the customers. So yeah.
Amen.
Thank you for sharing that winning moment. It's really winning, no? How you're really able to be part of someone's life by being present during their moments when they need someone to talk to and to make sure they get to where they are so that they can do what they're supposed to. So thanks for sharing that. Simon, winning moments to share.
Right. I just wanted to share first. That story is very familiar, and I really like it. Very inspiring story, Blue. For me, I think winning moment is the service I provided for my client, for one of my client. So he's been actually looking for property that will help him um, multiply his funds, and maximize it. And so he's been asking people after people for like a few months, I think 9 or 10 months already. And then we got to talking, and then I asked him a few questions. And then at the end, I presented him this project, and then he loved it. And so, at the end, he invested for this project that I offered, and he said he really liked the way I presented, all the questions that I answered for him, and all the including the facts, the numbers that I had. And yeah, that's what actually made him decide to invest, and me being his agent. So yeah, that was the winning moment for me. Kind of like, wow, thank you, Lord. And then just get me going. Like, I need to practice this on a consistent basis. Yeah. So yeah, that was my winning moment. Though.
Great. So win-win siya talaga, no? Win for you, win for him. That's awesome.
Yes. True.
That's
Carlo,
nice.
moving on.
Yeah. Another question for you guys now. What advice would you give those considering a shift in career or struggling with the changes in work? Blue?
Um, um, I guess reality speaking, when you're saying na to your friends or to your colleagues na parang, oh, you're going to be a driver. Parang I'm going to be a driver na eh. Parang medyo, I guess, nagkakaroon ng low standard towards sa ganon na parang from being like too passionate in something, biglang parang, people seeing you na parang, ay, driver ka na lang. Or parang, ay, ganun na lang gagawin mo. Parang, hindi na yata tumaas yung lipad mo. Parang gano'n. Or parang, parang people might think na parang it's tawag ito, you're parang medyo nawalan ka na ng dream or di ka na nag-live high, di ba, na parang mas pipili mo na lang maging ganun. Pero I guess, I know it's struggling on both ends, like the driving and also the filmmaking process. I guess parang no matter what talaga, what you really love is you need to do it eh. Not because of people saying na parang, oh, tuloy mo yun kasi sayang naman. Or yung people din nasasabi, huwag mo gawin yan kasi, you're being you're being parang safety, ganun. Pero I guess kung ano talaga yung yun na magpo-push through sa'yo, yun you'll find the purpose of it talaga to move forward pa rin din. As long as talaga nakikita mo nga to have a service to others din talaga. So, despite of struggling moments, kasi they both have talagang struggling. Pero I guess you just need to take part for it na talaga. I don't know if I answered the right question.
Yeah,
Pero
yeah,
yeah.
you did. Yeah. And what is I notice now every time you talk Blue, you talk about you enjoy your job now because you parang you provide service to the clients that you drive for. You talk to them, parang ganyan, and tapos sabi mo pa, you pray for them, ganon. And it's really nice. It's refreshing na you have that heart.
Agree.
Thank you, Blue. How about you, Simon? I'll repeat the question now. What
Mhm.
what advice would you give to those considering a shift in career or struggling with the changes in work?
Mm, yeah, I'd say make sure you have a plan. Everything should be, planned out. When are you going to exit and everything. But the best plan is always God's plan. Make sure you always pray to our Father Jesus and ask for guidance. Especially in this time. Um, and always, always go through Him, and you'll never go wrong. And of course, going back, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. And that's it for me.
That's really nice. Thank you
Nicely
so much,
put.
Simon. Well put. Yeah. Yeah. You have a question?
Yeah. For the next question, I wanted to ask, comparing both careers, which is more lucrative, or which is the potential to be more lucrative?
Mm,
Blue.
uh, I believe of course parang I can kasi it's a two different it's a two different job. So parang yung potential nilang dalawa is medyo hindi sila on the same road. So pero I believe somehow kahit man driving or um, film production yan, um, they're they're still they're still lucrative in their own ways. So parang for drivers or for someone who's really driving for work or service for work talaga, naging lucrative siya kasi yun na nga, nagiging helpful siya for communication, for conversation, and also for service to help people na need to go from point to point. On the film side is nasishapen mo yung idea na parang kung ano yung story na hindi pa naikwento, you can put it on a medium which is an image or a visual storytelling. So parang nai-inspire mo. I guess that's the lucrative way of arts or the film itself na you parang pinaparamdam mo yung five senses to the audience to feel ano yung dapat nilang experience. So every movie that you watch needs to be an experience. So driving naman as well is an experience because you're going from the destination is not always the end or it's not always the meaning of it, but pinaka purpose ng driving is the journey, which is yung buong biyahe mo, yung road trip. Yun yung pinaka-lucrative niya. Is that the traffic, yung banggaan, or yung nahuli ka, di ba? Kasi na beating the red light or nagkamali ka ng turn. So, we have both different ways of, being lucrative. So, I can speak on both sides talaga na they're both lucrative in their own ways.
Great. So it's nice how Blue has explained that both of his endeavors
Mm.
are purposeful. They are complementary in terms of the purpose that they have and the use that they have, the relevance that they have. Thanks, Blue. What about you, Simon?
Oh, hands down, real estate. Well, that is, of course, given that you have, all the right network and the right work ethic, of course. I mean, and also in real estate, there's always a chance to meet, an investor that can change your career. Like I heard stories of agents who sold like 300 to 700 units from one investor only. You meet this kind of investor and you're set for life. Yeah, so I think that being in real estate is a very, very there's a big potential and very to be very lucrative.
It's good that you're really clear on that real estate career all the way. Passion talaga eh. Thanks, Simon.
Thank you, thank you,
Thank you so much, Simon and Blue. For your last question,
thank you,
no?
guys. Mhm.
Uh, what is your advice to others who are contemplating, they're having second thoughts, no, on doing a career shift, especially during in this pandemic? So, yan. So, probably yung nag-iisip, should I change my career? Should I do this rather than what I'm doing now? Pero may doubts ako eh, ganyan eh, mga ganun stuff. What is your advice to them? Blue.
You should always consider you should always consider to ask yourself, um, what is something, um, that God made you happy or made you sad, but that you keep moving forward to it. So, I guess when it comes to the film people, to all my peers, film crews, you know, medyo like nawawalan sila ng, drive towards it, is always remember bakit ka nilagay ni God at the first place, or why are you here in your feet at the first place, diba? So for driving naman is, as long as, I guess, siguro para maging short na lang, is know the why, the WHY. Know the reason why you're doing it in the first place. So, um, if you're doing a shift from, from a different phase, like let's say arts to business to arts, business to science, di ba? Like, malay mo, bigla ako maging scientist nun naman. Is kailangan malaman mo yung why. Kasi that why is how God is putting you to your heart na to move forward. Kasi it's gonna ignite your heart kasi, always. So every time when you feel burned out, or every time you doubting all the things na hindi mo nakikita, um, you're gonna ask why eh. Kasi at the same time, you're asking God. And God will remind you all over and all over, because He will never stop it. So, God is there always with you. And as human talaga, we have the tendency to doubt, even the Creator itself. Pero, the Creator really loves us so much na He will remind our heart lang talaga the purpose of why. So, I guess that's my advice to my young generations, to the next generations then, and to the people na, trying to think na jumping to something na parang, baka isipin nila na, oh, baka, yun nga. Kasi it's a different for me, film, driving. In a worldly perspective, ang baba naman yan. Pero, as long as you know the why, which is Him, you're good. You're good to go.
Ganda, ang ganda. So ayun I'll just highlight now what Blue said. When you jump into something, no, you decided to do something. You should identify the why. You should know the reason why you are doing it. Well, one is, sinabi ni Blue, you will find your fulfillment in doing that when you know the why. The
Mm.
second reason is, in whatever you choose to do, it is not always a bed of roses or a smooth sailing. There will be problems along the way, there will be disappointments and trials and challenges along the way.
True.
But if you know the why, that will that will keep motivating you to always move forward,
True.
like what Blue said. Okay, thank you so much,
Wonderful.
Blue. Words of wisdom.
Wow.
Thank you so much. Simon, how about you? What is your advice?
Wow, that was a really good advice from Blue, and I just wanna, chime in on that. I think when you're contemplating, contemplate with God. Ask Him. Seek His guidance, and learn how to truly listen, um, because go like I said earlier, if you go with God's plan, nothing can go wrong.
Mm,
You should ask. You can ask your friends. You can ask your godly friends. You can ask people who you trust, and then you can weigh things out, if you're going to shift or not. But like I said, it's always going back to God. You need to um, you need that number one guidance from Him, so that when you decide to jump in, you're not gonna go wrong.
Ganda. Okay, to our audience naman, I'd highlight also what Simon said. We acknowledge no, that shifting careers is a big decision for anyone. Now, what Simon is saying, try to include God in the decision making process
Yes.
and you won't go wrong.
Amen.
So, ang galing. Okay, thank you so much, Simon and
Thank you,
Blue.
guys. Thank you, Carlo. Thank you
Thank you,
for Ian
Blue.
for having us here. Thank you.
Thank
Good
you
to
so
see
much.
you,
Thank
Blue.
you.
Thank you so much
Good,
It's been
for
a great discussion.
well, good to
It
see
was
you,
fun. It
and
was fun. Thank you for
thank
having
you
us.
so much for sharing your stories. Now, we will move to our takeaway. Ian, what's your takeaway for
Yeah.
today?
Yeah, ang daming insights. I've learned so much this evening and I've been inspired also, especially the reminder that there's a need to remember passion, what we're
Mm,
passionate about, because perhaps when we have passion, that's really when we will really love what we do and we will find the purpose and it will become meaningful for us. But always, always, we can't do it alone, knowing that whatever it is,
mm,
even though we don't know what's going to happen, or even though we have no idea, but we know in our hearts what we want. As long as we seek guidance and we follow our faith, then we will find through His light where we are supposed to be, where we're supposed to be headed. So that's my takeaway.
Thank you so much, Ian. My takeaway naman for tonight, we heard the stories of Simon and Blue. We heard their passions. No, I want to talk about something on the practical side, about when a person is contemplating, no, of jumping into a new career. So parang he's thinking, uh, baka what I'm doing now is not really meant for me. I'm really meant to do something else. Now the question is, um, what I'm going to share to you might help you answer that question. Is that thing that you're thinking of really meant for you? Now, I remember this when I was taking my MBA in Ateneo. I had this professor. He was really good, no? And then he said, um, number one thing that is important in choosing your job, no, in your career is passion. That's really important because think about it. Um, 8 or 10 hours of the day, that's the thing that you're doing, your job. Tapos then probably you'd have 3 or 4 hours quality time with your family. And then 8 hours, the other 8 hours of the day, you're actually asleep. So when you think about it, almost all the hours in that day, all the hours in your life, you actually spend in your job. Now, if you are not passionate about the job that you're doing, um, chances are you won't do good at it. Kasi you'll be
Mhm.
spending so much time in it. Tapos then you just hate what you're doing. So that's what he said. But,
True.
so you find your passion, what you like, but you also find what you are good at, he said. Now, normally people,
Right.
they find what they like when they think about their dream job. They just think of what they like to do, but they're not considering, am I actually good at this? Now, ang binigay niya example is this. I'm sure you guys have watched American Idol, and then you'd see there some contestants who are really passionate about singing. But when they sing in front of the judges, they just suck. you know, they just really can't sing. Now, now, sabi ng professor namin, if you were to advise that person, would you advise that person to chase a career in singing if you can hear already that monotone siya or di kaya sintonado kung kumanta na talagang wala talagang boses? Siyempre, 'di ba? So, sinasabi
Yeah.
ni it's funny, 'di ba? When you're watching American Idol, 'di ba, bigla na lang may kakanta dun na talagang parang out of this world, eh. Yung sinabi ng
Correct.
professor ko, kaya when you choose your, uh, uh, career in life, you look at those 2 factors. Do I like what I'm doing? Tapos then you balance it with, am I actually good in what I'm doing? Yun.
That's
So,
right.
that's
Oh,
my takeaway for tonight.
it's
Okay,
a great
Gian, did you have
takeaway.
fun?
Oh, it was tremendous. I had tremendous fun this evening.
Okay. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching Luci's channel. Please join us next Thursday again. We will have a different topic again for you, which is interesting. And our topics here in Luci's is actually anything under the sun, but these are topics that we think that could be helpful in your daily living. So there.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Bye bye,
thank you, everyone, and we'll see you next Thursday.
bye bye, everyone. Good night.
Bye, everyone. Good night.
How do I envision a sustainable